Hi Megumi, we're gonna present what's the good and what's the evil. First of all, my name is Jose Luis Patricio, aka JLP, and my partner is.
Hi, my name is Santiago Morales.
Before the video begins, these are the topics we're gonna take care in the video.
Over the years, many philosophers have argued different points of view in the problem of being able to differentiate between good and evil or trying to define these concepts. Trying to define what is good and evil has been probably some of the most asked questions and debated questions from history's most famous philosophers. Diving into Greek philosophy, we will talk about Plato and how Plato defines the idea of good. He says that good is above all other things, even knowledge and truth. The Greek philosopher Plato reverses the ultimate authority and argues that good is above everything, even the very Greek gods. He argues that if good is above the gods, then pursuing in favor of the gods meant doing good. Plato says in the Republic, book number 6, that seeking things like truth, justice, and knowledge all stem from good. There are many other points of view. For example, the famous philosopher Augustine of Hippo says nothing evil exists in itself, but only as an evil aspect of some actual entity. The point is that evil and good are related, but the relationship is not symmetrical. Evil is dependent upon good, but good does not depend on evil. In other words, Augustine says that there cannot be evil without good, and it would be wrong to say that there can be no good without evil. He makes a very clear example by saying, good and evil is like saying light and a shadow. A shadow cannot exist if there isn't any light. Shadows cannot exist on their own, just like evil cannot exist without light. A shadow, just like evil, is created by the relationship of an object and a light source, like people are to good. Taking Augustine of Hippo's philosophy, we come to the conclusion that humans are the ones who created the concept of good. And because we created good, we at the same time created evil. As Augustine explained, there can be no evil without good, just like there cannot be shadows without light. In the present day, we see in countries like North Korea, where even though the world is evolving and creating new technologies, and we have created justice systems and human rights and more healthcare, and among many other good things, there still exist places in the world where being good is not present. We could be marching towards a path of goodness, but as long as good exists, evil will too.
Talking about good and evil may be tricky. Good and evil can be more a cultural thing than a natural thing. And let me explain. If you've been raised on a society where eat meat is a normal thing, that would not be about a bad thing to do. But if you're raised on a vegan society where they think animals must be protected, eating meat will be a sin for you. In this example, who is the good one or the bad one? One big example is nowadays is North Korea's excessive nationalism feeling and the abuse of power may most of the people change their perspective. For example, for them it's bad to make a funeral or wedding, eat foreigner food, expensive alcohol, propaganda or criticize their supreme leader. Most of the citizens of North Korea see these acts as evil acts, but in this part of the club, we see these acts as quotidian ones that don't have a tier of evil. This doesn't make us bad or good. This makes just a conflict between two or more cultures. Our posture is that good and evil is a tool created for having standards of how I want to be treated and how I will treat you. I know a lot of philosophers think that we're born good or evil, or that evil and good is a better control of the masses, and they are correct on a way. The good and evil may have a lot of forms. It's a tool and it may be used for a lot of things. But we think that the good and evil is a human creation because no other species make something wrong knowing they're making something wrong or the other way. We must remember that before We were humans, we are apes. And before we are apes, we're living things. And before we are living things, we are cells. Their only purpose in life is to survive and reproduce. So we must create ways to make that objective easier. We use tools, language, and society to accomplish our main objective survive and reproduce. But we need something else. We need to determine what's good for us and what's not. And there's the good and evil came in many shapes and forms. We can say something is bad for making laws or for controlling a part of the society or just for don't have to watch something you don't like. Sorry. That's the good and evil for us. It's a tool that can be used in many ways for controlling and keep the standards. Taking Agustin of Hippo's philosophy, we come to the conclusion that humans are the ones who create the concept of good, and because we create good, we at the same time create evil. As Augustine explained, there cannot be evil without good, just like there cannot be no shadows without light. In the present day, we see it in countries like North Korea, where even though countries have great justice system, human rights, more healthcare, among many things, there still exist places in the world where being good isn't present. We could be marching towards a path of godness, but as long as good exists, evil will too. Hi Megumi, we hope you like our video. Thank you.